What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Steve's Random Stuff. Hey, today I'm back out in the garage getting ready for our next club tournament. And so it is time once again for this month's episode of Tie One On. It's a monthly video that I do, where I go over all the baits selections that I got tied up. Usually run about 13 rods or so and get ready for the upcoming tournament. This month's tournament will be at Lake Sonoma. Should be a good day. We've had got a warming trend this week. It's only Tuesday, but we've got some good weather this week, although it is forecast for some rain Saturday and Sunday. So I expect the water temperatures to heat up a little bit. I haven't been up to Lake Sonoma since I did that last video up there when I went up to the ends of the creeks and the water was still pretty cold. But here are the bites turning on. Fish are moving up, staging, so it might still be pre-spawn, might find some fish on beds, who knows. Not sure about the water clarity though. When I was up there, water clarity was only a couple feet, so it's anything can go. So I got a little bit of everything as always, and as I always do when I'm tying one on, I'm tying one on. And this month's beverage of choice is back to the hen house stoked hazy pale ale. Smooth and delicious, so enjoy some local beers. So I'll go through the baits that I got rigged up, and I think I'll start with the reaction baits, and then I'll work down to the slower baits, and then I'll do my spinning rods last. Some of the baits are the stuff I've had tied on for last month at Clear Lake, so not too much of a change on a couple of these. But it is springtime and fish are moving shallow, so got to be prepared for that. First off, something that probably start thinking about this time of year, it is April, is some kind of topwater bait. This is the Rio Rico popper. I got this on my Dahlman 733 champion rod, and at 16-pound mono on that with a loose reel. I think any topwater, if you're going looking more something subtle like this popper, or maybe a stick bait like a spook or the vixen, I love throwing all as well. Some kind of topwater bait. I did look at my notes from prior years, and I have notes like going back over 10 years, and did find some topwater action this time of year. So as those fish move up, they don't like things over their head, so some kind of topwater bait may be a good selection for you. Next one up is a crankbait. Can't go wrong with a square bill this time of year. This is a Lucky Craft. I think it's like a 2.5 square bill. Just kind of going with the bluegill color, a little chartreuse and purple. But again, shad colors, red craw is usually a popular color in the springtime as well. But something you can bang off the trees, bang off the rocks. Some kind of square bill you want to have tied on. Let's see here. Next up is the Mr. B spinnerbait. I think I had this one tied up for Clear Lake, and I got a small Kitech on there, just white, chrome blades with the little nickel finish on there, if you can see that. Nothing too fancy, but just a spinnerbait. Good working bait for around the trees. Keeping in that line of baits is a Mr. B Swim Jig. This is whitehead again. It's got kind of a shad color skirt on there, and I got it paired up with the Mega Bass Hazadong shad Swimbait. Something subtle again, doesn't make a lot of commotion like the spinnerbait and the next bait I got tied on here. So Mr. B spinnerbait, good choice, mimics the bait fish. Throw that around the beds or the spawning areas, and hopefully those fish will whack it. Again, along that same lines is the ChatterBait. This is the jackhammer ChatterBait. Went with the green pumpkin, same bait that I had up at Clear Lake, and that we were throwing with the missile baits. Little shad bait. What's that thing called again? The spunk shad. This is a white spunk shad in the Missile Baits brand. So ChatterBait, so kind of covering the bases. Got the spinnerbait with a lot of flash, the ChatterBait with a lot of vibration, and then the Swim Jig. A little more subtle, a little less commotion. Next up I got is just a Kitech, something really simple. Throwing this on a weighted hook, something to throw out on the bank, shad color again. Just, you know, something simple. Any size from, I'd say 3/8 to 4/8. Maybe go a little bigger, but with all the trees that we know are Lake Sonoma, I like to go with the kind of a Texas rig style bait, not an exposed hook, to gets through the trash instead of the trees a lot better. So a good swim bait. Another option would be like an underspin, something like that, or flashy swimmer, something with a little flash to it. But choice is yours. Let's see here. Moving on to a couple baits. Again, as those fish move up shallow, you can't go wrong with a Senko. You know, good old wacky rig Senko, Texas rig Senko. Throw that up around the shoreline. This hook, if you can see that very well, it's got a little weed guard on there. This is a titanium. Gamakatsu makes these. It's got the little titanium weed guard on there, if you can see that. But Senko color is kind of very green pumpkin, is kind of a good starting point. You can go to a shad color. The monster shad from Outdoor Pro Shop is a great color in the springtime. The rainbow trout color, even the pink color, or even watermelon. So colors kind of, you know, are across the board. Find one that works. It's going to vary from day to day. Another one is kind of a newer bait, Yamamoto's. This is the kind of a Senko style bait. The Slinko, the Yamamoto Slinko. So a lot of ribs, put off a little different displacement than the regular Senko. Same size. The Slinko is a lot fatter. It's a fatter bait than the regular 5-inch Senko. Yamamoto, I believe they do make now a fat Senko, which is probably along the lines of this bait. Thicker profile, a lot more vibration. You can probably Shaky Head this. It's got this hard nose on it. You can put that on a Shaky Head, but I'm going to wacky rig that. So a couple options there for the Senko type of baits. Just a couple more rods here. Texas rig, cannot go out this time of year with the Texas rig, and of course gotta have the Sanshuo. Caught my fish, a couple fish on that at Clear Lake last time out. This is the Sanshuo, of course, with that amber laminate color, 1/4 ounce Wu tungsten weight with a bobber stop. But man, just an awesome bait. Man, really bummed that they don't make this anymore. I know there's some other companies that make them, some small independent guys, but I'll have to check those out if I ever run out of these. But I got probably, you know, 12-15 packs to go. So Texas rig, gotta have that. Option baits is like a Yamamoto Cowboy or a brush hog, or even just a straight beaver type of bait to stick on a Texas rig, to flip that around the brush, flip it around the trees, up on beds and such. A couple more baits. A little parched. A couple more, my 2 spinning rods. Of course, got to throw the Shaky Head. Again, Wu tungsten Shaky Head on there with the Yamamoto 6.5-inch Pro Senko on that. This is the green pumpkin with the purple and copper. Try different colors as well on that, but gotta have a Shaky Head. I did catch my fish on the Shaky Head when I was up at Lake Sonoma last time, although I didn't fish a whole lot, but the Shaky Head was working. And then last but not least is a Dropshot. This time of year, as I mentioned in last month, Dropshot with the short leader, 4 to 6 inch. This one actually is probably a little long. You probably don't want your leader longer than your worm. It's a 6-inch robo worm. Margarita Mutilator. You can go with that. You can go with Morning Dawn. You can go with MM3, which is real similar but has the red flake. Again, something kind of natural. Aaron's Magic, if you want to go a little darker. But wide range of colors on the robo worms, as we all know. but gotta have drop shot. Again, it's subtle. Just flip it up there around the trees or up on the bank, and you will catch some fish with the drop shot. So that's all the baits I got. Oh, I do have a couple of rods in the rod locker that I didn't pull out. One is the Mr. B jig, same jig I had on from last month. That's still in there. And then I do have the Storm Arashi Shad glide bait in the rainbow tricolor. If I can get an early limit and I'm looking for something, maybe looking for a big fish, I might decide to pull it out and throw it. But just kind of a backup rod with the glide bait. And it's something that I don't throw a whole lot, so in a tournament I probably don't want to throw something new unless I can get a good limit and then go for a big fish with the glide bait. But throwing that across points and throwing out over some open areas might be a good choice. So that is the lineup for this month. Heading out to Lake Sonoma, like I said. We'll probably have a 6:30 or so blast off with a 3 or 3:30 weigh-in. And then next week, on April 20th, is our Spring Classic. It is the Rodent Fire Bass Club Open Tournament. Come on out and join the fun. Open to anybody. I think it's $120 all in. Check out the club website, rebc.net, for information on that. There's flyers at the local stores as well. And then I believe it's May 5th is another open put on by Outdoor Pro Shop at Lake Sonoma. So got 3 tournaments stacked up in a row for Lake Sonoma, so get on out there now while the bite's getting good. Fish the opens. I think I might be fishing the opens. I previously in other videos said I was not going to fish it, but I think my plans have changed a bit, and I may be able to get out there and fish this weekend. And fish the open. Just got to pull up a partner and get out there and have some fun. Again, that's next weekend on April 20th for the open tournament. But this weekend is the let me see here, probably I don't remember the date. Anyways, the 13th